Welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad you're tuned in today. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Welcome to our LiUNA Labor's Local 663 Team of the Week segment of our show here on High School Game Day. We go north to Advance High School, home of the Lady Hornets, also home to the Class 1 state champion volleyball team, and head coach Aaron Hoffman alongside. Coach Hoffman, thanks so much for being part of this today.
Thank you.
Coach, 35, 3-3 on the season. Kind of put a bow on the season, and was this an expectation coming in to get to this point?
Actually, it kind of was because we won it last year, and we didn't have any seniors or anything. So I think a lot of people expected us to win again this year, although we didn't really. We don't ever expect anything. But yeah, I think it was kind of expected.
At what point during the season did you feel like, hey, this is, and it may have been game one, but did you feel like, hey, this team that can kind of make a run? We're doing this really well right now, and maybe it's experience, or at what point during the season you kind of feel like, hey, we've got another opportunity here?
That's a tough call because once I would see some like, wow, this is really working out. Then we play a really bad game, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, maybe not. And then they'd start, doing stuff good again, and then. But I knew once postseason started, they're a good tournament team. So they usually play really well in tournaments.
And again, we're visiting with Advance head volleyball coach Aaron Hoffman. Coach Hoffman, just a little bit about your background. How long have you been there as a coach? Where'd you go to high school and college, and what led you to Advance?
I'm from Iowa, and I came down here. I played volleyball for Southeast Missouri State, and then I started coaching immediately. So I've been coaching for 27 years, but I've been at Advance for 9.
Very good. Where did you previously coach?
I was at Meadow Heights, Bell City, Scott City, Bernie, and now Advance.
Very good. Well, you've got from your standpoint, kind of take us through the state tournament. With you had St. Vincent, then Bell City, Galena, and South Iron. Kind of run us through those games or matches, I guess I should say.
Well, the St. Vincent and like the sectionals, district sectionals and quarterfinals. Once you get to that point, most teams are good, so it can go either way. So you just hope that your team is super competitive and ready to play each night.
Did you feel like your team was pretty competitive?
I think so. Like I said, they like the big games. They're a good tournament team.
Very good. We've got 4 seniors alongside, and we'll start over to your far. I guess that'd be your far right, Meg Gardner.
Yes.
Meg, thank you for being part of the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Tell us a little bit about what position you play and what your roles and responsibilities on the team are.
Well, I mostly play back row, so I'm a defensive specialist. So I just play defense and make sure that we get a good pass so we can set the ball up and run our plays and everything.
What are you paying particular attention to when the ball is on the other side of the net, or what are you looking for? Are you looking for where their strikers are? What's kind of going through your mind?
I just watch the ball and try to guess where they're going to set it and then try to see where the hitter's going to hit the ball. And so I just pay attention.
No, everybody's got to pay attention. Take us through those matches with Galena and South Iron there. What was that experience like, in that you didn't give up a set in either one of those matches?
It was really cool to not give up a set that far in season, and I don't know. Yeah. But yeah.
All right. Well, on behalf of LiUNA Labor's Local 663, congratulations for being part of the Team of the Week.
Thank you.
And Meg, before I let you go, you're a senior. What plans, if any, do you have for next year?
After I graduate, I plan to go to Murray and just get a degree in biology and become a vet.
Oh, very nice. Is there background? Do you have family in that profession?
My pop has cows, and we just had a bunch of animals when I was growing up, so I just want to keep doing that.
All right. Well, Meg, thank you so much for being part of the show today.
Thank you.
And next to her is Kayla Klein. And Kayla, tell us a little bit about what your roles and responsibilities are on the team.
I was a right side. I only played front row, and then I would serve. But when I would go in, I would just mainly try to be smart with my hitting, not necessarily hit it straight down every time, but like just kind of get the other team out of system. And then, we still played defense in the front row, not all the time, but I definitely tried. I will say that. And I don't know. It's just fun to be able to hit mainly when you're not strong in defense. So it was just fun to do that.
So when that final point versus South Iron, hits the floor or whatever, when you're awarded that point, you're a state champion. What's going through your mind?
Oh my God, I can't believe we just did that again. That's kind of what I thought, and I was just, I knew from when as soon as we stepped on the court to play South Iron, like just how our attitudes were. I was just like, well, here we go, and I was just very, very excited. And then no, we weren't letting up at all. Even if we did make a mistake, we just kind of, I wouldn't say brushed it off, but we just were like, well, we'll get it back. It's okay. And then it was just very overwhelming when we won.
Who was the first person you hugged? Who was the first person that you got to?
Well, first we all just kind of dogpiled on each other and hugged each other. But it was Abby. It was Abby. I fell into her arms and we both just started crying.
Yeah,
so.
It was emotional for sure.
If you could go back, to your 8th grade year, to that Kayla Klein who was an 8th grader, and give her some advice based on what you know right now, you've got back-to-back state titles. If you could go back and give your younger 13, 14-year-old self some advice, what would it be?
That it wasn't gonna be easy, but we were all gonna, because when we were in junior high, we weren't the best, I will say that. We didn't really, just like as a team aspect, we didn't really get along very well. And I would just tell myself that we would definitely overcome that throughout the years, and we would come together very well.
Kayla, you're a senior as well. What do you have planned for next year?
I'm actually undecided right now. I don't really know where I'm going to go to school at, but I know that I want to go into pediatric nursing. But that's about all I know right now.
All right. Well, Kayla, again, congratulations on being part of LiUNA Labor's Local 663 Team of the Week.
Thank you.
And next is Lexi Hoffman. Lexi, tell us a little bit about what your roles and responsibilities are on the team.
I was a setter in the back row, and I hit middle in the front row.
Okay, so let's say the ball's on your side of the net. What are you paying particular attention to?
Whenever I was setting, I was paying attention to the passer and where I needed to be to get the ball, and who was in the front row. Whenever I was a hitter, I pretty much just focused on hitting the ball.
What was it like when that last point was scored and the ball hit the floor? What was going through your mind?
Pretty much just tears. I was just crying a lot.
I think they started crying about
I started
5 points early.
Yeah.
So
coming into this season, when you looked at your schedule, were there matches or teams? You have rivalry matches. Were there teams you were really looking forward to playing this year when you saw your schedule come out?
Well, our schedule wasn't very competitive, so I was mostly looking forward to the tournaments because I knew we would play bigger, more competitive teams.
So that's going back to that Jackson tournament. Yeah. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. What do you think you learned from that playing an Incarnate Word Academy who won the state title, and then you had a Jackson team in that tournament as well? What did you learn about yourselves?
Well, it was rough the rest of the season because we were playing such not competitive teams. But then whenever we played them, we realized that we can compete with them because we did hang with Incarnate Word. So I know that we would be successful against the less competitive teams if we were hanging with them.
And being a senior, do you have plans, if any, for next year?
Well, I'm going to play volleyball in college. I'm undecided right now, and I'm going to major in occupational therapy.
Very
No,
good. Now,
science.
is there a background there in your family? Do you have someone in that field?
Nope.
So what led to that?
Well, I just like helping people and teaching people, but I couldn't be a teacher.
Okay, very good. Well, Lexi, congratulations on being part of the Team of the Week. It's been sponsored by LiUNA Labor's Local 663.
Thank you.
Now we have Abby Kennedy. Abby, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am good. Tell us a little bit about what your roles and responsibilities are.
Well, up until this year, my whole volleyball career, I've been a middle. And Coach decided this year that she's going to throw me on right side. And that was very fitting for me, which I was a little rocky about during summer ball. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but that was feels like the best decision that she made for me as a player, because I feel like I was pretty successful on right side.
What were maybe some of the biggest challenges when you first made that move? What was something that was a big challenge for you to get used to?
It's definitely a huge adjustment because I'm a right-handed hitter, and typically right sides, it's a lot easier for left hand, I feel like, because just the angle you have to go in. So adjusting to that from middle is a lot different.
Were there matches coming into the season that you were looking forward to?
Pretty much what Lexi said, like the tournaments, because I love playing the big schools, seeing if we can hang with them. We usually play better when we think we're going to lose. And so that's a lot of fun.
How often did that happen this year?
What?
Where you felt like you thought you were going to lose?
Usually just the tournaments, playing the huge schools, like Incarnate Word and Jackson, just the really competitive teams.
So you win the state championship. You get back to the locker room. You grab your phone. Who's the first person that texts you congratulations?
I actually don't think I got on my phone until we got to Olive Garden, because I was just bawling and I wanted to be so involved with my team. I didn't really care about anyone on my phone. I could not answer to that question. I just wanted to be with my team and just thrive with them for a little bit.
We were too busy dancing.
Can you pick out, and I'm going to start with you, Abby, and I'll go back and ask each one of the athletes the same thing.
Okay.
Can you point back to, in your high school career, a favorite moment, or maybe two moments, and it may be the two state championships, but or maybe it may have been an early morning practice where something amusing happened or anything like that. What are some things that you can point back to that you're not going to forget?
Oh, well, for sure, the two state championships, there is nothing more that just gets your adrenaline going than that last point. And the bond that you have with your team after that ball drops and you guys all go to the middle and just cry together, that is just an unforgettable moment. And I just feel very bonded.
I'll go back.
I think they're all about to start crying.
No, we're laughing.
All right. Lexi, do you have a favorite moment? And they may all be the same.
Well, My favorite moment is a funny moment. We were
Oh,
playing.
no.
We were playing a team less on the skillful side. It was like probably 25 to 5-ish. 20. It was 24 to 5. And a freshman went back to serve, and I really wanted to get back into the front row. And I was almost there, so I was like, "Miss your serve." And I was just joking, obviously. I didn't think she was gonna do it, and she went up to serve and served it like you know how you like warm up and like just hit the ball down. She literally served it 5 feet in front of her, and it was the most embarrassing thing I've ever encountered. And I still didn't get to the front row, so I don't know why I did it.
Okay. All right, Kayla, did you have a moment or two?
I think some of my favorite moments are when the day of quarterfinals. The mornings we wake up early and we practice together, and then after we go to our assistant coach's house, and her husband cooks us this big breakfast, like of everything you could think of, and we all go with our district champ shirts on and our PJs, and we eat as much food as we can, and then we would run up to their daughter played with us like our freshman and sophomore year, but then she graduated. Well, we always run up to her room and we always just lay in her bed and like
break it.
And we broke her bed. We broke her bed. Like the wood underneath it snapped. And we were like, we didn't know what to do. So we shoved laundry baskets underneath it to set it up. And we were like, they'll never know. So we went to her older sister's room, and we're all on there. And we stood up on it to take a picture, and the bed fell on the floor, and we broke her bed too. And we just we were done. We sprinted downstairs and we all left. We were like, we don't know what to do. And yeah, that was probably my favorite moment.
Okay. All right. Meg, anything stand out to you that you're not going to forget?
Probably winning the state championships and breaking the beds. Those are probably the two memories I'll always remember. Yeah.
Well, outstanding. All right. And this is for any of you that want to answer. Is there one match that you played in your high school career that you'd like to go back and play again, just because maybe it got away from you, or maybe it was just an exciting moment? Is there one? Can you think of one matchup, in your high school career that you would really like to go back and play again? And any of you can answer this. Maybe it's a match you lost, or maybe it's outside of the state championships. What would you like to go back?
Our sophomore year, we only had like 6 people on the team, 1 senior, us, and then 1 freshman. And we played Jackson here. And I remember we were hand in hand with them.
We won the first set.
Yeah, won the first set, and then we were so close the second set. And it was just awesome because that was the year after we lost all the 7 seniors, the first champion or the few championships that we won. And no one thought they thought we were going to be really bad. And we were really close to Jackson. I thought that was a really fun game. I'll always remember that game.
October 7th, 2021.
Oh.
Okay.
Got it.
Sounds good.
Noted.
Don't forget that. Well, ladies, again, and Coach, I greatly appreciate you being generous here with your time here on the Missouri Sports Network. And again, congratulations for being part of the LiUNA Labor's Local 663 Team of the Week.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
for having
you.
us.
All right. You guys have a great day and a great future. God bless. Have a great day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You too.